are back. We're back. You're back. You didn't go somewhere else. So that is good because the best is yet to come. So Glen was sharing with us part of the process of actually writing the book, making it published. And I had a question for you. Because you had a process that worked for you. It took longer than you expected. And by the way, that happens every single goal I have ever achieved. Okay, it always took longer. It was harder, And then one time I was like, "Why is this happening?" And this idea came to me because the universe is in a constant state of change.
Yes.
Right. In other words, the way we are today, tomorrow things are going to change.
Yes.
People are moving. They're getting new jobs. They're getting new ideas. They're making decisions too that affect us too. Right. So we're in the power of decision. So the question for you is, when you were talking, saying what you're doing, how did you hold yourself accountable? Did you have an accountability partner? Did you have somebody that you have to report to? Did you do that to yourself? Because I find accountability is actually key in reaching our goals sometimes.
Accountability is very helpful, and it's also very powerful to have supportive people in your life. You don't want to be surrounded around people who are constantly criticizing you, telling you that won't work for you, or in some way trying to keep you where you are.
Isn't it sad that sometimes people
That's very
say,
sad.
like, "Oh, is the book ready? I told you you were not going to
Yes.
finish it." Or some,
Yes.
and I don't know if they're bad people or they do it
They're
without
not
knowing.
necessarily bad
But it
people.
doesn't help us, right? It's
They're not necessarily bad people. They may have the best intentions. However, we go back to psychology, because
Yes.
people are egocentric. They want what they want, and sometimes what is most comfortable for me might be to keep Pablo down. That
You're
doesn't
in
mean
trouble.
I don't.
You're in
No,
trouble.
I'm not going to
I
try.
know.
That doesn't mean I don't love or respect. Well, kind of.
Yeah, sometimes they don't want you to get hurt, right? They
Just
don't
to
want
get
you
hurt or
maybe,
to outgrow them. So
That definitely is there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So
surround
now you
yourself.
take away all their excuses. In other words, the day that you publish your book, you took away all the excuses of every single person that knew you that said they had a book and they didn't write it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I actually didn't.
Some of them you inspired.
I didn't keep myself open to those people.
Exactly.
So,
but some of them maybe they got inspired and they said, "Well, if she did it,
right.
now I'm gonna go
Well,
do it."
everybody has a story.
Yes,
everybody
everyone.
has something powerful to share. We
Yes.
may all have different talents and different insights, and that's why it does take a village. So we need to share that with each other so we can uplift humanity together. So if you have a book in mind, or if you have a blog you want to write, or if you just want to go out and preach to the homeless, or have a conversation with adolescents, then please do so. Do so responsibly, because you do have that responsibility to humanity.
Exactly. So make the decision, and let's
Yes.
delve into your foundation. Okay,
Okay.
but this is something very interesting. Not every day you talk to somebody that has their own foundation. So how did that happen? What do you guys do with it? So
Okay.
what can you share about that?
Well, I've always been of the mind to serve others and to help those who cannot help themselves. And so my brother was succumbed to prostate cancer, and I've been in dialysis as a dialysis social worker for 16 years. And so a lot of...
Not that you've been in dialysis.
Not
but
that
you
I'm
actually
on
help
dialysis,
people. Yeah.
correct. I work in dialysis. And so I realized that a lot of these things are preventative. And I took a look around the community, and I didn't see a lot of prevention with prostate cancer, kidney disease, hypertension, and diabetes.
We live in a very reactive society
We do live
now,
in a very
particularly
reactive
in the
society.
health. It's
Absolutely.
like until the doctor doesn't tell you something,
Yes.
then people don't. Okay, so
And
that's
if
very
they
good.
can't cure it,
Yes.
SOL.
Yes. yes.
So there wasn't a lot of prevention, and I said, okay, then let's sit down and see what I can do. And so sat down with my accountant, we went over the IRS paperwork, filled it out, and we were granted the 501c3 status very quickly.
Really? Because I
Unusually
heard that it's hard.
It's
not
hard,
easy to
and
do,
they
right?
usually come back, but we had ours within 2 months.
Wow.
Within 2 months. And so I just surrounded myself with supportive people again, and we just pursue ways to assist the community in being healthier.
So if somebody wanted to get involved with that, where do they go? What can they do, or how exactly are you helping the community? Are you providing like services, information?
Yes and yes.
Okay.
We partner with a medical clinic to provide free screenings for low-income and underinsured adults
In Las Vegas.
In Las Vegas,
Okay,
at
okay.
high risk for prostate cancer, kidney disease, hypertension, and diabetes.
Oh wow.
Because with early detection and treatment, they are controllable. Nobody needs to
Oh,
die
wow.
from those diseases. People don't need to have kidney failure and go on dialysis with early prevention and treatment.
Wow.
So I'm very passionate about that because we can control that. And that's one thing we do. We have another program for at-risk students, low-income students. We provide school supplies, sometimes clothing and tutoring and
So
other.
this is unrelated to the health. This is something
Well,
else.
it's health in a different way.
Okay,
Because
okay.
it's health to give these kids a chance at life.
Okay.
Without education,
Yes.
it's very difficult
Absolutely.
to attain.
You don't know what
anything.
you don't know, right?
You don't know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
again, some of these families, they're low income, they don't have access to health care. So by us providing what the students need to stay involved and focused on school, helps the family as well. And overall, it's going to help society.
Exactly.
It will definitely help society. So that's one of our programs. Another program is we sponsor free breast massages for low-income breast cancer patients.
Oh, wow.
And we've partnered with licensed and trained therapists to provide that kind of massage because it helps break down scar tissue after surgeries
Oh,
and
wow,
relieve
okay.
pain. So that's also very important as well. And we do individual things when something comes up and people will write in. So anyone who is interested in joining us as volunteers, because Glen Alex Foundation is operated by volunteers with full-time careers, including myself.
Okay.
So I work a lot at night and on the weekends on the foundation. But please contact us at galexfoundation.org and contact me that way, and I will be in touch.
That's fantastic. So you're helping men, women, and
Children,
children.
yes.
Wow, that is fabulous. And all that because she made a decision,
I
right?
made a decision.
It's so interesting. I just find it so interesting because it's so easy to complain, right?
It is so
people
easy to complain.
People complain. Say, well, don't complain. Do something
Do
about it,
something.
right?
And
Right.
what's sad for me is every person has the ability to make a difference. Decide to do that. Find out what your niche is. Make that decision, and then go for it. And the universe is so perfect that it will bring what you need, the tools and resources you need to assist you along the way. You have to decide, though. It starts with choice.
Exactly, and you don't have to start a foundation. You can help a foundation, right?
Yes,
So,
exactly.
So it's like if there's a passion that you have, or if there's an area that you said, I don't like the way this is happening in our society,
Let's see
whatever.
what I can do.
Instead of just putting on Facebook and playing all day long, it's like people fighting with strangers on Facebook. I go like, I'm not gonna fight with you just because we don't agree on. So I don't even know if you're real, you know. It's like just because they have a profile doesn't mean they're
Right.
real.
It means
You know, I'm not
spam
gonna
bot,
fight.
no.
But instead, let's say, so what can we do?
Right.
Let me do something,
Do
and then there
something.
might be somebody that started a foundation.
Yes.
And if there's not one, then you may say, why not? You know, why
Yes.
not me, right?
Right, because all foundations actually, all charities can use volunteers.
Exactly.
And everyone has a different level of expertise. You may be very tech-wise, and we could use tech support. We
Exactly.
could use hands-on at events, and we can use people to help with fundraising. So there is something for you
There's
to
something
do.
for you to do. And by the way, if you have children, if you have grandkids, you know, whatever, what a great thing
Oh,
to
that's
do.
awesome,
It's
yes.
just to volunteer with your kids.
Yes.
And we've done a lot of volunteer work here in town, and it's something when I see people coming with the kids or
Yeah.
whatever, you just engage them at an early age
Yes.
that, hey, you can make a difference. You,
You
can
can
do
make a
something
difference.
for somebody else. It's very, very powerful.
It's so powerful. It's so powerful and has a huge impact.
So so share a little bit about some of the challenges you went through, whether it was with getting the foundation started, getting your master, some challenges you went through, and how did you overcome those, right? Because I'm sure you have some, maybe you know, maybe you don't know, but it's like you have some strategies, because you're very resourceful.
There are
You're a very
a ton
resourceful
of
woman for
difficulties.
sure.
I'm trying to figure out which
Pick
one to
a
focus
one
on.
that you can just share, and then maybe they can take action on. You know, one idea that you think
Okay.
they could do. You know.
Okay. Well, the one that popped into my mind was attaining my master's degree. I was living in Southeast Texas at the time,
Okay.
and I commuted 100 miles each way to University of Houston.
Wow.
Yes, for 2
Wow.
years
Oh my
to
God.
get my master's degree. It was a pain in the patootie because the road.
Literally.
Literally.
Right? Yes.
Because the traffic and when it rains in Houston, it is no joke.
Yeah, the
flooding-
humidity
The humidity too, but the
yes,
flooding
boy.
with rain in Houston is immense, and it's very, very scary. So that was a challenge to go every week. And I had classes 2 to 3 days per week. I would work part-time. I was married at the time.
So you
that
were
was
basically
also-
commuting. You were
I
a
was
few days
commuting.
in one town and a
Yes,
couple of days on the
yes,
other one.
yes.
Okay.
So
okay.
the challenge was staying committed and balancing those different aspects of my life. My commitment to my goal, again, once I made the decision to get the master's degree, there was a university in the town where I lived in, but they didn't offer the master's that I wanted. And so I said, well, I'll do it. I will do it. And so to help me through that process, of course, my husband was supportive. I had friends who were supportive. I made friends in Houston who I shared housing with, and that helped. So again, we always come back
And
to
the power of
supportive
community,
people.
power of
It takes a
community,
village.
right?
It definitely
It's
takes
so
a village.
interesting.
It
Yeah.
does. But again, once you make that decision, the commitment comes with it.
I'm glad you mentioned
Yes.
that. Yeah, that's so powerful because commitment, and you mentioned that many times during
Yes.
our interview. It's like
Yeah.
you make a decision, but then you stay committed
You stay
to
committed.
that decision,
How
right?
many people
Very
do
powerful.
you know who make a
Yes.
decision and don't follow through on it?
Yeah.
It's
3 days later. it
3
goes
days
like, you
later,
know,
yes.
and usually it's because they think it was going to be easier.
Or yes.
Okay, usually, and then they
It was
find out
just
it was
gonna
not,
happen.
you
Yeah.
know. So it's like you have to, when you make a decision, you have to say, I'm gonna see. But see, now it's like you have your masters. Nobody can take that
Right,
away from
right.
you. So who cares that you drove so long, or people say, oh, it's gonna cost me so much in gas or whatever,
Yes.
right? It's
And
like just
time away from home and
exactly, and it's been said that people overestimate what they could do in 1 year,
yes.
right? And they underestimate what they could do in a decade, right?
Yes.
And a decade is going to go just like that. But we're running out of time. We have one more segment. Okay, so come back, manifestingyourdreams.net. Go there, sign up as a VIP, and we have a couple of tickets. Social media show
Yes.
today, if you're watching this live, is giving away 2 tickets for the Vegas show,
Okay,
right?
awesome.
And by the way, we can
Take
win
me.
two. We can win two, right? Or you can take us, and also 2 tickets for the breakfast. So make sure you follow the instructions right there. We're gonna be right back. Don't go anywhere. And remember, you are going to manifest your dreams, so we could have you on the show too.
Yes.
So, all right, we'll be right back.